When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Rob.
And I'm Chad. What's up?
What's happening with Chad?
Not much, man.
Man, it's been a minute since we've been in office.
It's been cold, and we had some snow.
We never get snow down here.
We very rarely get it. So I think the whole, all the way down to Florida, they got it. And, I saw all these crazy pictures. So, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was
something different.
It was definitely something different.
Kids need to experience it.
But I did go grab you, and we went duck hunting one day.
Yep.
And had a good time.
Yeah, we shot at Daffy a little bit. We hurt his feelings.
Yeah, pretty much. My son got one the other day, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, he got him a mallard. I saw him. It was pretty. We saw him coming in, and they turned right before we going to go roost, and we popped him.
Did you actually find him?
No. Well, all right. So I've got
you hit him.
Trigger, my hunting dog.
Roy Rogers' horse.
He's only been twice, and we're training him, and he's really good. He's learning, but man, trying to find it in the marsh, and he was kind of far off where he landed, so he cut his pad on an oyster shell, and it bled for 2 days.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had a good time. I was running out of daylight because it was snowing out. And when we got back to the ramp, it was iced up, and I couldn't hardly get my boat out. It was horrible.
Yeah, man, it's been a few days, man.
You've been cooped up in your house, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, it just sucks. It's, so glad to get out and try to get back to some normalcy,
Yeah, I'm glad to be back in the office doing our thing. I'm glad we're hopefully the calls, start pick up now since, the weather's kind of going away.
Everybody's staying in, trying to be good, I guess.
Yeah. Until somebody gets tired of the significant other.
Tired of your ass.
You need to listen to it the first time.
Yep.
It happens a lot.
That's the way the stories usually start.
So this episode, Chad,
so this one we're going to switch it up, and we're just going to let Rob had a recent one that kind of correlates with what we're hearing in the news with the new administration, with all the ICE and the people getting picked up and taken back to other countries.
Right. And it's not just Mexico. It's
not just, that's what I said, other countries.
It's other countries.
So yeah, this one, Rob got a call from a bondsman, I want to say, in Tennessee?
Yes.
And
he's a bounty hunter for the insurance company.
Yeah, so they've basically found him. You said Leland sent you this?
Yeah. Leland sent. Leland called me and said, "Hey, I got a buddy of mine who needs some help. He's having some trouble up in North Carolina." I said, "Well, just tell him to give me a call." Well, a week later, he finally gives me a call and says, "Hey, I'm having some issues up there. I need your help." And Leland spoke highly of you, so I was like, "Okay, cool. Let's see
what we can do.
Let's see what we can do." So on this one here, sir, I got a special one for you. Well, hang on. Before we get into this, though, I kind of want to explain to the people. I want you to explain to them why we do not bond out illegal immigrants. Whether I don't care what country you're from.
Yeah. It's not that we're picking on anybody that is from another country. The fact of the matter is, if you get arrested here, you don't have legal status. Once you are brought into the jail, they have the potential to alert ICE if you have an ICE hold. So what happens is, let's say you have a $5,000 bond. Okay. You make calls, you get a bondsman to post your bond. Okay. Once that bond has been posted, the jails will alert ICE that this person has made bond, but there's a hold for 48 hours. ICE has 48 hours to come pick them up and take them to one of the hubs and deport them.
It's usually to Charlotte
or Atlanta. Yeah. So when that happens, There become a number. Now we're stuck, still on the bond, still on the hook for the $5,000 or whatever it is, whoever posts that bond. In this case, this bondsman, I believe, had $25,000.
$25,000. But now the bondsman let's tell everybody the bondsman's no longer in business because of them doing shady stuff and any Department of Insurance.
But does that have to do with this particular case or
yes,
something?
Yeah,
else?
this was one of her bonds.
Okay.
That she was, screwed everybody over on.
So $25,000 is at stake at this one with a guy who's illegally here and could be deported.
Yep.
And you're still on the hook for $25,000.
So
not a bad situation to be in. Not a good one to be in.
With that being said,
this is the story of
Juan. Here we go.
Sets the mood.
I don't know what he said, but hey.
All right. So, what's going on with Juan?
Okay, let me get comfortable here. So, of course, I told you, he gives me a ring, and he tells me, he says, "Hey, I've got $25K it's in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is only an hour 45 minutes from us."
That's where they think they.
That's where they think. Yeah, that's where it was. That's
went
where
from Tennessee to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, and that's where he thought the guy was at because he committed crimes in Wake County. So, of course, you start from square one. He only got a forfeiture from the insurance company, and that is it.
So what he's saying is when you get these forfeitures, all they are they're a scary piece of paper, yellow piece of paper you get in the mail that has a dollar amount, date when the bond was written, the person's name, the insurance company, and the bondsman who wrote it, and when that's due. That's all the information that's on this sheet.
No pictures, no nothing.
Nothing. It's just that's them giving you notice that if you can't solve this problem by this date, you owe this much money.
Yep.
And that's when things get real. So
Regina, a good friend of ours up in out of the Raleigh area, she's a bondsman. She's Hispanic. Her and her husband, Shorty. I gave them a call and I say, "Look, I got a case coming. He's Hispanic. I'm gonna need your help." She was like, "Okay, no problem." Okay, so I get the file. I'm looking at it, and he's like, the bounty hunter's like, "Dude, I don't know if he has social media."
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to put in a little bit of work. I'm like, "All right, cool, no problem."
You're not gonna be able to read it. It's in Spanish.
Yeah, I found it, but I can't read it.
Right.
This is Spanish. So of course, that's when I call Regina. Thank you very much, Regina, for all your help, you and Shorty. They got on the social media for me. And so I was like, I was having them handle it because there wasn't nothing for me to do.
Right. Yeah.
But I did look back and I was like, I wonder he's illegal and everything's in Spanish. So I'm like, I wonder how long he's been here. I'm curious now, just with everything going on here lately with Trump coming in office. I was curious when he got over here, and I said 3 to 4 years from looking at his Facebook, just kind of looking at time frame and what he was posting and stuff like that. So the bondsman or the bounty hunter out of Tennessee tells me that he has been to Raleigh once because he went to the address that was on the forfeiture because that's where the address for the warrant is also is at that address.
Let me guess. He didn't live there.
No, he didn't. No.
Shocker.
So he goes there and he's trying to talk to these people. There's a Hispanic family and they can't speak English. They're like, "Uno momento, let me call homeboy, a friend of ours down around the corner." Yeah. So she comes around, starts talking, and she speaks very good English. And she tells the bounty hunter that he never lived there. He was using a property that his ex-boss owns out there because it's one of the Hispanic community. And all of them are really nice to me. I have to give them that.
Right.
With everything going on, you kind of leery about who's going to treat you nice, who's not.
Yep.
But she was great. And the bounty hunter was like, "Look," since nobody knows who, I don't have anything else go off. I got to go back to Tennessee. I'll give you $500 if you can get me to them. And she goes, deal, I can do that.
Right.
He goes back to Tennessee. Some weeks go by, and evidently nothing has come out of it. And that's when the bounty hunter, Khalil,
Reached out to you?
Yeah, reached out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking into this thing. I got his social media, and Regina's going through it, and I'm talking to the CI now. He gave her my number, and she contacted me, and then I was talking to her about, hey, what are you doing? What kind of conversation? Well, I haven't reached out to him. I'm like, well, you need to. So I will come up there. I think it was a Tuesday I went up there, some weird day during the week. I said, okay, I'm going to come up there on Tuesday. I'll meet you. So Tuesday comes along. I go up there. I meet with her. And I tell her that, look, I need you to, start flirting with him a little bit. Because Regina gave me some good information. She told me, she goes, he's got a wife and a child down in Mexico. And once I found that out, I started looking back through social media because I'm really interested in what's going on. And I look and I see his brother, he's got brothers, and his mama and his daddy all live on the east side of Mexico City. Mm-hmm. They're all there. He doesn't have anybody here. So I told Regina, I was like, hey, look, see if he's got anybody here. She looks and she's like, no, I don't see anybody. He's got any family here. Cool. So that's easier to try to, it's not going to be as easy, but it's easier to know what we're dealing with. So the informant, while I was up there, I was at Lowe's checking, where the migrants kind of hang out, to get on a van to go to work. Mm-hmm. I hung out that afternoon, didn't see anything. I've been to all kinds of addresses. I had Shorty go by to take a look at another address. I mean, you name it. I was looking at it. I could not find nothing.
Right.
And so it gets late in the night on that Tuesday night, and I'm talking to a CI. She's like, well, he's talking to me, and he wants to get to know me a little bit more. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to have to play. We're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to play the game. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we're pretty good at this game. I'm just got to say this, Chad. I learned most of my skills from Mr. Taylor here. And we've caught people before, doing this. And this is so awesome. It's fun to me. I think it's fun. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but...
The one guy we caught 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we caught him.
I knew that's what you're thinking about. Yeah.
We caught him 3 times.
Usually people are quicker learners, but that guy was not.
Absolutely not. So I leave and come back home that Tuesday.
Yeah.
She's in contact with him. They're chit-chatting back and forth. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, she's talking to him the whole time. She's calling me every night saying, telling me what's going on. Give me screenshots and send. I can't read none of these screenshots because they're all in Spanish.
Right.
So, of course, I'm sending them to Regina, and Regina's telling me what the conversation says. So I want to make sure the CI is not telling me a load of bullshit. I don't want to waste my time.
Right.
Well, Friday afternoon, late Friday into the night, she calls me and goes, he wants to meet right now. I'm like, look, I can't get up there right now. I'm almost 2 hours away. I was like, tell me you're with your family and you can only meet on Saturday. And she does it. And she's like, okay, cool. He's ready to go. God, he's so ready. Cause I told her a couple of tricks to do, go on the internet, get some pictures and send to him. I said, don't send him no naked picture of yourself. Just send him some random naked picture off the internet. To get him going. She was like, okay, cool. She thought this was fun.
Yeah, because this happens in real life, guys, right?
Yeah, right. So she tells him that she's with her family up in Fuquay that night, and then we can meet tomorrow. She goes, what do you want to meet? And she said, you pick the location, and he sends her San Jose Mexican restaurant right behind Triangle Town Center Mall.
A little home cooking, huh?
I said, well, at least, because when I was looking for him, I was on Capitol Boulevard between Capitol and New Bern. All right. And then Atlantic Avenue, all that area right there.
What amount of radius is
What
that
amount of
for people
radius?
listening?
It's about I was looking at a 5 to 10 mile radius.
Okay.
So I was honing in close to him. So Saturday morning, I get a phone call from her telling me that, hey, he's wanting to meet today. We just don't know what time. And she keeps telling him, hey, let's do 12 o'clock. Let's do 12 o'clock. And he was like, okay. And then she calls me and tells me that. I'm like, all right, I'm on the way. I've got to go now. So I get in the truck on the way. I'm calling Regina, calling Shorty, calling the bounty hunter out of Tennessee. Excuse me. And I'm on the road, and you actually hit me up talking about, hey,
I had a bond.
and I was like, oh man,
I went and did it. Don't worry.
I hate I missed it, but it worked out great for both of us.
Yep. We'll get it done.
Yep. We I get up there and let's see what I go straight to San Jose, and I'm sitting in the parking lot watching. I actually go in to eat.
Might as well.
Yeah, I'm there. It was really good food, by the way.
Okay.
Chimichangas.
Okay. Continue.
All right. So I'm sitting there, and he's saying, "Hey, I can't meet at 12. I got wrapped up with work, and it's going to be a little bit later." And so I'm going, "Damn! Now I've got to wait around. Mm-hmm. I don't like this waiting around shit." So I get done eating, and I know that he doesn't have a vehicle because he was telling her that she was going to have to pick him up. He didn't have a car because of what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And matter of fact, let me tell the audience what his charges were, because I don't think I did.
Okay. Tell us.
All right. So he got no operator's license.
Standard.
Fictitious tags, no insurance.
No insurance. Never do.
Property damage, felony hit and run.
So he hit somebody pretty bad?
Yep. Because he also got a DWI. He was drunk as it can be.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I tell you, I got, at the end of the story, it's going to be even better.
Okay.
Because I was thinking he was here 3 to 4 years. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful.
Huge.
So, all right. So I know he's on foot. He tells my informant that he does concrete work. And I was sitting there wondering, going, all right, what if he doesn't have a vehicle and he's picked this place? It's got to be somewhere close to where he lives.
To where he's staying. Right.
So that's
Makes
what
sense.
I'm thinking. And there's only 2 apartment complexes that are right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I was up in them parking lots and watching. There was tons of Hispanics coming out, working on cars or going to go grocery store or just hanging out. I was just...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got
Go
ahead. And folks, I'm telling you, when you see this on YouTube, you'll see why I'm laughing.
just moving him in position there.
Moving him in position. Can you see it?
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. I don't see nothing. So he responds back, hey, it's going to be a little bit later. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, just go along with it. Tell him that, you're getting tired of waiting and that if he wants a piece, that he's going to have to hurry up. So she does. And he's like, okay. And then so I chill out, take me a little siesta. I walk around Triangle Town Center Mall for 30 minutes, just taking a look. I was just trying to waste time. And speaking of, look who's calling me.
Nah,
Regina.
it's funny.
Call you right back in a minute. Let's see.
Continue.
All right. So I'm going through these. I'm going through the neighborhoods. I'm checking everything out. I walk through the mall. I'm just trying to waste time. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go see the CI. I take off and go see the CI. And I'm like, look, is anything coming through? And she's like, no, he's just been quiet. I'm like, you need to get on the ball and tell him what's up. Like, tell him you're getting tired of waiting. I said, you're the one in control here. You're the woman. Remember that. And she goes, okay. So while I'm sitting in my truck, she's standing next to it. While I'm sitting there, she goes, "Oh, he's hitting me up right now." I was like, "Perfect. Tell him, let's say, hey, what the hell we doing?" I mean, because she's like,
I got stuff to do, man.
"Yeah." And she goes, "Hey, look, I need to stop by the liquor store. I got to get some tequila." And she did. She said she was stop and get some tequila.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
So, okay. So we're doing tequila, right? And she supposedly is going to the AVC store at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And he sends a location, says, "Come pick me up."
Bingo.
So now I'm ready to go right now without even thinking about it. But over the years, I have learned not to do that because Mr. Taylor here has helped me out and shown me some different ways of doing things. Thank you, sir. Doing a great job at that. I take it, I look at it, I plan it out with her. I tell her, say, "Look, give me about a couple minutes before you get there so I can be set up in place watching them. That way, if I don't see them." Cool. So I'm hauling butt, right? I'm going to it's right off Atlantic Avenue.
Okay.
So it's in the area. I'm like, man, I'm right here near the area.
So
where,
you're right. Your suspicion's right that you're in the area.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I get to the parking lot. I pull in. I'm on the phone with everybody. Regina Short. I'm like, "Hey, I'm about to get this guy. If you get here ASAP, on the way. Come on, let's go."
All right.
And I'm sitting in the parking lot, and I don't see him. And next thing you know, he comes out this door. Now, when he was talking to the CI, I said, "Hey,
What door? Where?
it was like a little, it's like a strip mall."
Okay, so you're in a strip mall.
Yeah, I'm
You're
in a strip mall.
Lot of a strip
parking
mall.
lot of strip mall,
Right.
and it's all Hispanics. It's all
You're
Hispanic
just blending.
stores.
You're in a truck.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
trying to blend
you're-
in.
Yeah, you kind of blend the way you look like you could fit in.
Yeah, I could, especially when I got this beanie on here.
Yeah. I mean, you look like a terrorist when during when you had your Ahmed beard going. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, you're instantly
Hey,
blending.
Issy, what's up? Chicano, what's up? So anyway, I'm sitting there, and before I had gotten there, I told her, I was like, "Look," I said, "see if you get him to send a picture." Well, he does. This is me right now. Of course, he had a blue hat and a damn black jacket and a white tank top. Why is he wearing a white tank top?
Because he's showing the good story.
Hey, who knows, right? So he comes out the door and I see him. I'm like, boom, perfect. He doesn't know who I am. He has no idea there's somebody after him whatsoever.
Perfect.
So I get out the truck and I'm walking real calmly over because I don't have a vest on and none of that mess. I'm blending in. Excuse me. I start walking, not kind of towards him, but towards him.
Right.
Just a little, like I'm going to the door.
You don't make eye contact. You're
No,
just
I'm just chilling.
yeah. Right.
And I see him look to his left away from me. And when he does that, I kind of start speed walking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he keeps looking like something's got his attention down there.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as I find that out, I'm like, boom, I'm on it. I'm running as fast and as quiet as I can. I get up on him. I'm literally about from me to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Manos." And he's like, "Oh," and I get him on the ground and I start cuffing him. He tries to pull away for a second. And I tweak the cuff. I'm like,
Twist and let him know.
yeah, I'm like,
You
"Hey,
better,
bro,
better settle down. It's gonna hurt."
this ain't going to happen."
Right.
So get him in handcuffs, get him up, and we're walking our way to the truck. He has no idea that the CIs helped me out.
Good.
He has no idea.
He doesn't need to.
So I get him to the back of the truck. I put the tailgate down because I'm going to call RPD. They come out and pick him up, right? And they've been really good at that every time we've been up there. I start searching him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you this. I started searching him. He had 2 Modelo's in his pocket. I was like, "Bro, you can't take them to the jail with
He's
you."
walking around with beers.
He's walking around with beers in his pocket.
Oh, okay. Ready to party, I guess.
Yeah, and he had like some Hispanic Tic Tacs. Like he was trying to, it's fresh.
Mentos.
Yeah, his breath got me fresh.
Right.
'Cause
He covered all the angles,
he
right?
covered all the
The
angles.
tank top showing the guns. He
Yeah.
had the beers for the buzz.
He was ready to
the
party.
breath mints for her. Yeah. He
He
had
was.
it covered.
He was ready to party.
Sweet. You were a party disruptor.
Sorry.
Oh well.
So he calls. I let him make a phone call.
That's nice of you.
He
Ron.
calls one of his friends, and it's an older lady. She comes out and she speaks very good English. So she's telling me about, she's asking me questions like, "Hey, what's this for?" I tell him, everything, and he was like, "Oh."
Committed
And-
a crime. He's got to face it like everybody else. You don't get any special privileges, especially when you're here illegally.
Nope.
Folks, we're not like going after people that are innocent. These are the ones that have to be picked up. The ones
Remember, he hit a woman and put her in the hospital bad, and he had no insurance. So now our insurance rates have to go up because of that.
they're gonna make up for a loss, just like thievery at
Yeah.
stores. Prices go up to cover that's been stolen. I mean, it's simple
Yeah.
math here, folks.
I also asked her. I said, "Ask him how long he's been here in the U.S." I'm curious now, because Trump's about to get sworn in like in 2 days at this time.
Mhm.
I'm curious.
At this point, where he's been in office exactly 1 week.
Yep, he's only been here 2 years. I asked.
Wow, that's right in the middle of somebody's administration.
Yep, I asked her to ask him how did he come over.
Walked
Walked right in.
right.
Walked right in.
Of course he did. And there you go.
And that's what a small part of America wants, which is it's asinine. These other countries don't have. They're not letting that happen in other countries. They'll deport you too quick. Obama did it. Obama was deporting everybody. He said the same thing Trump did. But
All of them did at one point.
it's just anyway. It's hard. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Majority of America voted for this.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
Yeah. That's what's happening. It's getting done now.
So now he's going to get deported.
we don't want to hear the crying and all that stuff. He's deporting the people that need to be deported, the ones that are in jails, prisons, that are on the ones in Colorado that went and
Venezuela gang.
the Venezuelan gang that took over the apartment complex. I just heard yesterday that a lot of those guys have been arrested. These are all people that could have been stopped. They knew where they're at.
Right.
Nothing was done.
So the bounty I went and got,
Mhm.
none of that, any of that, the gas, the time, all that was zero paid by the taxpayers.
Yeah, that's all on the bondsman.
That's all on the bondsman insurance company.
Right.
That
That
did
had anything to do with the general public.
Right.
So you're welcome.
So bail works.
Yeah, it works.
It works. Until then,
Yeah.
walking around like, hey.
Hey, a little side note.
What?
Did you watch the inauguration, right?
Yeah.
I told you I text Gavin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I text him. Told him I was like, man, we're super proud that you're going to be one of the
Performing, yeah.
performers at the. He texted me back and he's like, "Cool, man, you guys are, great." He's such a nice dude. But
Gavin, the girl, where you at, buddy?
Gavin,
Right here.
right here, Gavin.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, we're proud of you.
Yes, keep it up, man. I don't care what they say about you.
He's taken a lot. I mean, everybody that performed. What's her name?
Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood. She got a lot of flack from that.
But she's an amazing artist.
Oh, she did a great job. And then Gavin, on his Twitter, I went and looked at his Twitter.
I think
a lot of people saying
he put something out too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Totally supporting, current administration. And he's getting a lot of pushback from a lot of people.
Well,
it takes guts to do that,
yeah.
especially in their position. So,
Well, I think a lot of
Good
people
job for
are
him.
like, hey, look, we're tired of this shit. Like, y'all got to be sensible about this. The last 4 years didn't work out. What makes you think the next 4 years is?
if the Democrats get some sense about them, restructure their party, not so freaking crazy, blue-haired, craziness, and come out with some actual policies that decent, then they'll have a chance at convincing people to come to their side. So, that's what it's going to take.
Or how about somebody in the Democrat Party say, you know what? I think I can do a better job than Trump can. This is what we need to do.
They can
actual real debate.
And that's coming back to center.
I hope so.
You're way out here right now, left side. You bring it in, and right might be out here in the center where we all can agree. That's where you're going to win. So until you do that, common sense will win.
That was story of Juan.
That's just one story.
This is Juan.
But that's a good one, Rob.
That is a good one, Chicano.
All right.
Hey.
So, all right. Well, let's
wrap this up. It's been 30 minutes already. Man, it goes quick, man.
All right.
So anyway, if you like what you hear, you can actually see us on YouTube. Check us out on Off the Hook Podcast on YouTube, and we're streaming on all streaming platforms. And if you comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. But until then, I'm Rob,
and I'm Chad. What's up?
And we love you. We'll see you later, buddy.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.